was giggling with my friend. We were talking before I left the house to go to therapy. She said that, have you ever noticed people that have German Shepherds, because she has a German Shepherd? She said people that have German Shepherds are kind of a chill person. Very, very loyal, but we don't start arguments with people. We just sit back and let it happen, which is true. All too often, the German Shepherd, Ladybug, our German Shepherd, if she's calm and happy and peaceful, she just chills. She relaxes. When certain people, and it's not all the people, when certain people come, the hair on her back goes up and she lets them know, I'm watching you. So, the friend of mine had said that that happened to her as well. Now, it wasn't to the extent of what had happened to Amy, another YouTuber, friend of mine, Keto Rockstar. Hey, Amy. She was face to face with a mean dog and barking and all the mean stuff, and it was definitely the owner that was in the wrong for allowing the dog to be out without a leash. But the attitude of an animal again comes into play with the breed that you choose, I believe. I have another friend, tiny. Well, a lot of people are tiny in comparison to me. And she has a Chihuahua. And she likes to gossip and do this all the time. Constantly. And so does her dog, constantly. Whereas German Shepherd people, we just sit back and go, whatever. And then, of course, the conversation turned to our faith, because she said, do you worry about what's going on right now in the nation? And I said, well, no, not really. I don't, because everything is destined already. And that's something that is a part of my faith that came slowly but surely. It didn't come overnight. I did not grow up this way at all. I remember a lot of times my parents, and I think it was because of the Depression era that they were raised in, that they would make an overabundance of food insofar as canning is concerned, or everybody get together when they're processing sausage, etc., to make volume for everybody. You have to come over and you have to eat, and you have to eat a lot. And overabundance was there, but it was always with a precursor of what if something happens. So I'm almost at my destination right now, and I'll continue it later. I'm at my destination now, so that's why my seatbelt is off. So my philosophy about life in general, it has evolved. I am not footloose and fancy free like I was when I was a young lady, and there was a certain amount of apprehension when it came to my life going to college downtown Milwaukee, especially in the early 80s. Pressure to do drugs. I didn't succumb to any of that. Marijuana, pills, none of that, because I knew ultimately that it was going to mess my body up. I wanted to have healthy children. I didn't want a child with a third eye, so to speak, any abnormalities, because I didn't know enough. But I trusted, and I can't explain the places that I have seen in my working environments with the professions that I've had as a business owner, owning an ambulance company and a handicapped and elderly company, picking up patients and clients, and working for Milwaukee County Medical Examiner, and the things that I have seen. That's why I want to be able to tell you a little bit more about me and go into depth, other than, oh, that's all Jerry does is cook hamburgers and eat meat. Because there's more to me than meat. Or more to me than meets the eye. So I have to go into physical therapy now for my appointment. I will talk to you guys later. It's almost 2 o'clock. Cheers for now. Well, today's therapy session was very interesting because they had me balance myself. And I remember doing it with the back surgery. However, with the hip, it felt very weird. And then she told me to close my eyes and then try to balance myself. Forget about it. So, doing different muscle exercises, doing different routines is proving better and better and better. So right now, as it stands, I have 1, 2, 3 more weeks to go, and then I can go back to work. So things are going good. Still leaning on the walker, though. I have to get off of the walker. At home, I do 50-50 because I go little steps at a time. I'll leave it, for example, and then go downstairs to do laundry, and it's not that far for me to walk. But using different muscles today is a good thing. So now to the tanning bed. Even though it is, what is the temperature out here? Oh, it's only 89 degrees. That's all. Go to the tanning bed. Be hotter. I guess what I don't want to be perceived as being too domineering, too bossy with certain people that just don't understand my passion for compassion. And that's always in the forefront of my mind, constantly. What can I do to better help someone, some family, some business, an entity? How can I better myself to help you and them and those people? And I think a lot of that has to do with my upbringing, because being Democratic back in the 60s, we had a lot of compassion for a lot of the people that were dissed by society for whatever reason. My mother always opened her arms and fed everybody, and our friends that came over, if they had problems, she took them under her wing and wanted to be helpful with them, for their family. I remember my friends coming over and my mother doing kind of like what I'm doing right now on YouTube, doing cooking classes for the friends. She was very much into the catering aspect, and I think that's where I learned a lot of my catering from. Sorry for the air. That's where I learned a lot of my ability to be able to feed masses, feed a lot of people. I want to be able to reach a lot of people, but again, I'm blaming how I'm perceived and my speech. And if you see me in person, I'm a presence. You see Jack and I walk into a building together. We're a force, not necessarily to be reckoned with. That sounds terrible, but that's just how we carry ourselves. And I've always carried myself this way. And some people think it's kind of hoity-toity, but they don't know. Nobody knows. I'm very grateful that I've had the experience to have my child. That I'm grateful for. I'm also thankful to God that I didn't have more children because with my ex-husband, because hence we're divorced. And that causes a strain. It caused a strain on my one child, let alone 2, 3, 4, etc. And I've always said it before, I'm not a baby factory. So my passion is compassion, and I will soon be revealing what is going on behind the scenes for me to be able to live out the rest of my life doing compassionate things. So that's it. It is now a whopping 91 degrees outside. Yippee skippy. The grocery store was swamped, the local grocery store. But the good thing is, I got the beef bologna for the husband because he just loves that. Happy 4th of July, everybody. I can't necessarily say that I'm going to be on, though I did make a promise to talk about the topic du jour, the one word of the month. Help! If you know, you know. Maybe I'll do a community post. If that's the case, I'll let you know. It'll be short and sweet, but it all depends on the weather and my attitude. And if I feel like doing a YouTube video in the heat, it is what it is. Cheers for now. God bless the USA. For me, I guess I'm one of those rare human beings that can read a room and read people very good. First impressions matter with me. The first initial impression, but on the internet, I don't have that face-to-face. So it's very rare, and I can probably tell you on one hand the people that I know, if I'm seeing them face to face, we would be besties for life. So years ago, my ex-husband and I went to a fundraiser. We did a lot of fundraisers in the city of Milwaukee. That's just what you do in the big city. And I'll talk about it, little small town fundraising too, so stick with me. And one of the co-chairs had made a comment to his wife that she needs to ask me about whatever dish that I made. He was oohing and ahhing it. It was just so wonderful. Not a big deal to me. She took it the wrong way. She went off in a huff. Well, if you like Jerry's pasta salad so much, why don't you go and move in with Jack? My ex-husband. I said Jack. It wasn't Jack. My ex-husband and Jerry. Oh my Lanta. I didn't know what to say. I just stood there like, and I went to go and get another drink. What can I say? And let the guys just shake their heads. I don't know. Shoot. I don't know how to tone it down. in my excitement, I've always been this way. I've always been just jubilant and excited and happy and wanting to do for people the little small things in life and the big things in life. When I first went to work at the place that I'm working right now, the people, now remember, it's an assembly, it's a factory. I retired from real estate. I retired from being a boss. I just wanted to do something with my hands for 8 hours and make a good salary and benefits and go home. So they thought that I was a member of management coming in. Oh, look at, they just hired a new manager or a new engineer or whatever was in their mind. Until after a couple weeks, they realized that I was just a worker bee, and I'm there to be just a worker bee type of person. But the mindset tainted their attitude of me, and that was a face-to-face. So on the internet, some typewritten things can be misconstrued so easily, and that happened, I don't know, yesterday, day before, I don't even know, because quite frankly, in reality, where I work, when this kind of stupidity happens, when people read into something that's not there, that's on them, it's not on me. So they make a little snide little comment back. I know, defending somebody's honor, but I didn't diss anyone's honor. I made a comment based on what I heard of another creator's video. What I heard, I was like shocked, because a lot of the people that are in a lot of the groups that I belong to are creators, and they're all signing up for coaching classes. Dr. Barry, that's a big one right now. And one of the ladies in my group, Lindy, she's a coach already. And what I heard, I just started typing right away. And poop rolls downhill, and now it's all blown up. So I choose not to get into the drama side. You got your little attitude, you typed what you think is important in your way. That's not reality. Jack and I, when we moved up here, big city people, we would go to fish fries that are often in bars up here. Bars, supper clubs, etc. are huge up in the North Woods. So we would suggest to the business, the bar, whatever, do you guys ever do Packer parties on Sundays? You know, you put out a spread for your clientele, your customers, to get them to come in, set up the Packer thing, whatever. They don't do any of that. That's a big money maker down in Milwaukee. It is. It's not up here. But meat raffles are, and I don't get it. You have, similar to the contest that I'm doing right now, except you go into a bar and you buy raffle tickets and you win meat. Sometimes it's deer, venison, sometimes it's the butcher in Bloomer, or the farmer, or the rancher, etc. That's what you're going to win. It is what it is. At work, they were wanting to do fundraisers to make money for, I don't know, let's say Habitat for Humanity. So I wanted to get into a group to do fundraising, because I'm very good at making a lot of money for a good cause. But these people, nope, we're not doing it your way, Jerry. We've never done it your way, Jerry. We're going to continue doing this way. We used to have competitions between shifts. Let's say chili cook-offs, first, second, and third shift. Whoever brought in the most money of the shift, that was they went. The shift won, and the shift got the prize, ice cream or whatever little thing that they did back in the day. After a period of time, second shift, my shift, kept winning and winning and winning because of the fundraising and because Jerry would make chili, or St. Patrick's Day, all you can eat cabbage and lasagna parties we had, spaghetti fest, meatballs, contest who makes the best chili. And they said, well, we can't compete against other shifts. That's not right. You're segregating now. So come on, people, work with me. So if I'm coming off to you something that you're perceiving that's really not it, again, it's on you, boys and girls. It ain't on me. The thing that I want to do right now, which isn't disclosed, is huge. It's huge, huge, huge. But all will be revealed in due time. Until the next segment. See you in a little bit. Ask me why I'm sitting in the dark. Well, it's not really dark. It's 7 o'clock. The air conditioner decided to take a dive. I just got off the call with one of my friends from the group, and she said, Jerry, the weight of other people's opinion is the best weight to lose. Mind blown. Thank you. I needed that today. I didn't realize that the picture I took of my late breakfast, I didn't do an audio on it, so that's just the picture. I call it beefy chunky chicken. That's what I call it. No cheese, and I added Frank's hot sauce. And then in real closing this time, real closing, I wanted to let you know that my physical therapist said I'm doing very well and I need to bump it up. She said, see if you can, starting Sunday, to do 2,000 steps a day. What? Well, I'm going to put the picture of what I've done thus far, and it is 7:10 right now. So can it be done? Apparently it can, because I did it. So yay me. Now I'm really closing out this video. Thank you so much. Have a safe and happy 4th of July. Still don't know if I'm going to be back on tomorrow or not. Nevertheless, it's the start of our nation's 250th anniversary. What? Yes. Celebrate and celebrate safely. Cheers, everyone.